Okay, we're all good.
Okay. Just checking if we're rolling.
Yep.
Should that be the start to the podcast?
No, that's so embarrassing. I wasn't stage ready.
Okay, what if we cut it where I'm saying should that, like, so when I'm saying should that be the start of the podcast, that's actually the start of the podcast.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, and they'll be like, what happened? And it's up to them.
Dude, that sounds like them.
Listen, guys, we're drinking tonight.
We're sipping, okay?
We're sipping, all right? Pour your drink, dude. Pour your drink.
We're going to do a little ASMR pour here.
Okay.
Do you want to give me the voiceover for like some nice Southern Tennessee whiskey commercial here?
Oh, I thought we were doing ASMR.
Oh, yeah. Here. First the pour.
Oh, the dog's barking.
That sounds really nice. Fuck that dog, though.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll say it. I hope that dog gets alcohol poisoning.
Do you want me to do the ad?
Yeah, do the ad.
So Tony, show Gus's angle, and Gus do like some slow motion drinking.
Uh-huh.
You ever poured a cold glass of whiskey after accidentally killing your neighbor's dog with a car? Jim Beam.
Take it home with you.
Take it, but don't take the dog home, or that will be evidence.
Leave that dog.
Okay. I saved something for the podcast that happened to me 2 hours ago that I told you I was going to save for.
I'm excited.
Okay. Ready for the visual that I don't know if they can see. You see that scrape on my arm?
Oh, what the hell, man?
Yeah, so I got this scrape on my arm. I don't know how much is shown on camera. But near us is, a gate on a sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And I was going for a run, as I do. And I've complained before on the podcast that fucking nobody in LA has sidewalk etiquette. Mm-hmm. Nobody here you will stare at a couple walking on the sidewalk. They will see you, and then neither of them will move out of the way. Or like somebody's walking their dog and just taking up the entire sidewalk. If I'm a grown man running, I could plow into you, move out of the way.
Yeah.
So I was running and I got on the right side of the sidewalk because there was a couple running together. So I get on the right side of the sidewalk, which has the gate right next to it, right?
Yeah.
And there's a small patch of grass in between the gate and the sidewalk. So they're running together. They both see me. Neither of them move, and I'm getting closer, and the girl is on the right side. And I'm like, well, she's got to get behind him, right?
Yeah.
They get to a foot away from me. We're both running at each other. And I had to jump out of the way of them. And I'm running, too, so I'm jumping, forward to the right.
Yeah.
And completely scrape my arm on the gate. And then I, stop and turn, and they're just running normally. Neither of them looked back.
Fucking I hate those guys.
I fully had to jump out of the way, and she was looking at me. And she didn't go oh, my God, are you okay? She fully scraped my arm, and they're just living their life normally like it was totally fine. And now I got to scrape for, a week and a half.
That makes me frustrated and ornery.
It's just
that's stupid as shit, dude.
Why the fuck would you not move? You're both running as a couple. You don't take up the whole sidewalk as a couple. Don't run together and also get hit by a car later.
Yeah, I hope that happens. Cheers to that, brother.
Cheers to them hopefully getting hit by a car.
And that dog, too.
Remember when we had...
Are we making any friends on this podcast?
Remember when we had Sam on and we drank whiskey and somebody on Twitter... or somebody on our YouTube comments tried to say that I wasn't drinking the whiskey, so I had to screenshot it and show, here's the amount that was in it, here's me sipping it, here's less in the cup.
What a strange little hill to die on.
Yeah, why would I, on a recorded podcast, go cheers, guys, and then not drink any of it? That's tasty. Why the fuck would I do that?
Sam, you're so funny.
Hopefully nobody saw that.
Edit that out. You know what I hate, too, is I hate people that are really elitist with liquor and stuff like that, or any alcohol. Mm-hmm. I hear that shit, too, where it's it's not really whiskey if you don't have it neat and stuff. It's fuck off, dude. Yeah. I saw, there were 2 different comments in here where people were you guys drink Bud Light? And it's yeah, it is a tasty beverage.
Bro, honestly, if you're one of those people, and this sounds like a joke, if you are wow, you drink Bud Light, you deserve to get hit with a Bud Light can in your face. Just once in your life.
Oh, okay.
And it's not gonna hit your nose, and it's not gonna hit your eyes, it's not gonna hit your teeth.
Uh-huh.
So it'll hit your cheekbone maybe, and it's not full speed. But somebody's throwing a can at you, and it's full.
That's true.
Because it's a fucking drink that is it's watered down. Yeah, sure, that's fine. People put water in their orange juice. It doesn't matter. It's people who are snobby about that shit. It's most people enjoy Bud Light and Miller Lite over any beer. So it's the most popular one. It's not just like some trash one that's off to the side.
Where do you think that comes from, like, non-comedically? I truthfully believe that it's somebody that says that is an insecure person in some way, shape, or form, and they recognize that as an avenue to be like, oh, well, I have some inside knowledge. I can kind of get the one up on you over here.
Yeah, like I wouldn't put that in my body. And it's like, hey, it's alcohol, so it's bad no matter what.
Fuck you, dude.
Also, I still drink them, but I will admit, even though I can enjoy them, IPAs, if you're going, I can't drink a Bud Light, but I got to have an IPA, your brain is broken.
Yeah, they don't taste good to me.
Yeah, I enjoy an IPA sometimes. I enjoy a black coffee sometimes. But if you're going to ask me, Eddie, does a black coffee taste better than a French vanilla coffee from like 7-Eleven, the machine where it's basically hot chocolate? Of course not.
No.
Why the fuck would it?
That's fucking ridiculous. Dude, I'm so unelitist with my beverages. I love that I'm trying to one-up everybody here on how non-picky I am. I fucking put ice in beer sometimes. If my beer is fucking, like, super hot, I'm filling that bitch up with ice and then I'm sipping it down.
I've never done it, but I'm not going to judge it because I'm not a snob.
Exactly.
See how easy that interaction was? We could end the podcast right now.
That's it, Tony.
That was not planned at all.
All right, boys, we're getting wet and loose tonight here.
I'm getting real. I was soaking wet when I came out here, and you could hear my little feet pattering against the wood.
I heard you. Eddie was squooshing it.
And I slipped and fell, and I went, "Ow, my ass!"
He said
somebody get the dog. And you're like, "What? We don't have a dog, and why?"
The dog next door? I don't care.
I like that in a panic, just going, "Somebody get the dog!" Like the dog's got some kind of intel or something on how to help.
What's the thing Jakey says we're coming to?
Wait, what?
When Jakey's like about to like come or whatever, he goes, well, not in real life, but he's like, oh, get the dog, get the dog.
Wait, I haven't heard him say get the dog.
He does it when he does the, oh, Bev, you're huge.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, Shaky's got a lot of those solid bits from him and his friend Jake.
That's not my friend Jake.
He's got another friend, Jake.
I thought you were saying from our friend Jake. I've not met Jake, only Jake E.
I haven't either, but I would like to.
Me too. Sounds fun.
He actually appeared in one of Jakey's videos. Remember when he did the like Logan Paul vlog parody back when we were first talking to him?
Yes.
What did he say? Like, what's up, my babies?
Yeah. All right, I got a little speak my truth here that I got to let out here. It's something I griped about, and it's travel related, and I forgot to mention it on the previous podcasts. Again, I am on tour. Links in the description down below. Here's the thing. Every airport that we fly out of, I got my keyboard, okay? Mm-hmm. And it is in a standard rectangular prism or whatever case. And it is fucking, the combined length, width, height of it is like 76 inches.
I can confirm I've seen this case. And that is true.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There you go.
Boom, baby. Now, it is not only the federal law that you do not get charged extra for oversized baggage, quote unquote, if it exceeds 160 combined inches.
Okay.
We're under half of that shit. Mm-hmm. But it is the specific airlines policies too. Delta and American is all that we've been flying. And they say on their website, musical instruments in cases with a combined 160 inches are fucking fine. We're clocking in at 76 inches and our thing is 4 pounds underweight. And there has been one airport in like 16 so far from the tour that has not stopped us and needed like all the superiors to come down, check through shit. We are now budgeting 15 extra minutes into each of our travel days because they think that they fucking have oversized luggage and they're trying to charge us $100.
How is it so? And didn't you say every time you'll pull up the website and go, it's fine? They still go, I don't know.
Yeah, we're like, no, this is the Delta website. Like, can you look it up on their computer? I don't know what they're fucking doing. They're typing for like 5 minutes. It's like, are people so fucking afraid of their jobs and getting fired that they need to have a manager come down and confirm this easy case?
Yeah, especially if you're showing the website rules.
Yeah.
And it's like they could show the website rules to their superior and go, here, look.
Mm-hmm. I'm sick of it. Also, I landed at fucking, it was someplace in, it was Huntsville, Alabama. And we were flying in with Delta, and they just left my keyboard in the middle of the floor. Like you know how the turnstile goes around for baggage claim stuff?
Yeah.
I was like, where's my keyboard? And I went over to the desk to check, and someone had just placed it in the middle of the airport floor laying down.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I have a photo on my phone. I'll show you afterwards. It just was literally laying in the middle of the floor.
Jesus Christ.
So
Did you talk? Wait, was it American or Delta?
it was Delta. So I'm sitting on that one for when I need a little favor from them.
Hey guys, fuck you.
Fuck off, matey.
But also, if Delta publicly asks who did it, we ain't no snitches. We'll never be snitches to these companies.
We never will be. It's what's most important.
You can't snitch on anybody. Walmart wanted you to snitch. Postmates wanted me to snitch. I'm not doing it.
It's the rules of the streets, okay?
You gotta abide by that. We have our entire lives.
That's it. I mean, I was actually one of the first people contacted for the Tekashi case, and I turned it down. I said, no, I'm not snitching. And then Tekashi was very good enough to take up the slack for me.
Yeah, I actually gave him a list, and for him to say it, but I didn't. So
that was your list?
yeah,
You put Cardi on that list?
yeah.
What do you got against her, huh?
She drugged me and stole my money.
No.
She did do that, though.
She did do that.
Not to me, but
No,
to
no.
other people.
No, yeah, so it's cool.
So yeah, she's fine.
She's cool. She's cool. I don't know.
So this is a stocked up podcast. This is coming out after Buffer. So
Yep.
if you came, thanks for seeing us. If you're like, oh, maybe I'll still get those Buffer tickets. It happened, dumbass.
Mm-mm.
So sorry. Wait, is this coming out after Buffer?
I don't know, but either way, I hate them.
Yeah, Buffer's in less than 2 weeks. By the way, it's in less than 2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we have our videos on those, so that's great. But why did I start saying that? Oh, just today's been an insane day. We're stocking it up. So in the same day, there's been a full, actual, real trailer for El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
They also gave a full, real trailer to The Last of Us, and is now confirmed that Joel and Ellie are together for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they're announcing impeaching Trump. So like it's I think an inquiry into it. Not that we're getting political, but it's like today is weird.
Yeah. That's the thing. Whatever side of the aisle you fall on, this is enormous news. And like it's all coming together at once. I mean, Shane Dawson just dropped a docu-trailer for Jeffree Star.
Was it a
too.
trailer or did he actually upload the video today?
I don't know. Let's peep it out, all right?
I think he uploaded. Actually, I don't know. And I don't care that much, but let's still find out.
Let's flipping look, dude.
Just for the satisfaction of people listening who are like, what has Shane done 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly. It's a trailer. It's a 420 trailer though.
Hell yeah,
Fuck
bro.
yeah.
I'm full. I'll say it. I'm just full anti Shane's docs now, dude. He did a lot of irresponsible shit, man. And like, yeah, sure, they can be entertaining, but like, fuck, man, he just gave Tana and Jake a pass for fucking over children.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, guy. Especially the Jake one was just like, come on, dude. Like,
I think I've said this on the podcast before. It seems like every time he sees himself in people that aren't actually like him, which is a flaw, even though it's very generous. It's just like, my guy, you're getting taken advantage of.
you just can't do that.
I don't know. Did we talk about this on the podcast before?
Like Shane shit?
Well, the main thing too is just like even the Jake stuff. Like Jake to Shane's face, like in the same month, told Shane like, I don't manipulate kids for money. What are you talking about? Like, I don't make things just to sell to kids. And as our friend Nerd City showed, like 2 weeks before, he was at a business conference just being like, here's how you rip children off.
It's easy to rip children off.
Yeah, and they're the easy buys. And it's just like, okay, so he lied. Are you going to make a follow-up to that? Or?
Yeah. God, man, I just... that shit is so scummy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially, I'd be interested to see what he touches on for this Jeffree Star stuff. I might look a little bit, but do you ever just look at some of these like mega YouTubers, especially like the beauty or the lifestyle stuff, and just be like, thank God that's not me?
Yeah, dude. I mean, even that's the type of business shit where they're like probably have people always messaging them like, I do makeup. Please hire me, recognize me, please.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, man. Even all that. Shane's a part of it too, and I hate where it's just like people buy whatever the fuck you want to buy. I don't have any problem with that unless it's like real bad. But like the materialism in Shane's stuff and like Jeffree Star and like even the Kardashians and everything, it's just like this is clearly not making you guys happy. But you're like, here's my pink room, and here's my pink bed, and here's all the $100,000 purses I have, and here's my pink Lamborghini, and it's like. So none of those made you happy. You're just going to keep going.
You see all these like GQ things where it's like they'll go into people's closets and stuff, and it's like Kanye flipping through like 1,000 sneakers, and I'm just like, misery incarnate. Oh my God.
The only thing, and we're not wealthy boys to any extent, but we have jobs now.
Yeah.
And the only thing that a job has done to make me feel happier is peace of mind. It's like once you get past the bill stuff, then it's not like, what do I spend on next? It's like, no, I'm just gonna hang out and get Postmates and play video games and make videos.
That was my 2 financial goals when I went into my 20s, was that I wanted to get to the point in time where I could go out to a restaurant with friends, go out to the occasional bar. I fucking hate doing it out here. And not have to worry about, do I have enough in my wallet? And also I wanted a big TV in the main room.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
We did it.
I can retire.
Yeah, that's the thing. Honestly, I had those thoughts, not of like retiring, but I was just like, man, I'm like 21. And again, this has nothing to do with YouTube. This would have been a feeling if I just had a regular day job too. And I'd just be like, I did it.
Yep.
This is all I needed.
That's all I need, because I'm like, too, I don't like going out. And when we go out, frankly, at this point, most of the time it's for an event that we have to attend or something like that. It's like, we just want to fucking hang out inside, you know?
I don't know. So it's the idea where it's like, we're going to go to clubs and we're going to buy Lamborghinis and we're going to be happy from that. It's like, you're not, though. Get some good people around you and play some Smash Brothers.
What an expensive way to be miserable, too.
I know, dude. Like, sometimes I think I play video games too much, but it's like, what if your play video games too much is just drop $200,000 on a Lamborghini I don't really need?
That's nuts. Do you have, if you came into any sort of gross wealth, like I'm talking like hundreds of millions, I mean, even if you got $50 million, what do you think would be like a genuine selfish purchase that you'd make, though?
Okay, for real, though, I'm not even just saying this. If I had that kind of money, I would give most of it away. Yeah. I would feel like a bad... And people who keep it, I'm not saying they're inherently bad people. I would feel like a bad person where it's like, I'm not going to spend this. So who do I would have to be charity, because you can't just give it out to family and friends.
Yeah.
But I think I would... My full dream with money is to have a just moderate size house that's awesome on the inside. Not expensive, but awesome. So I'm talking like cool fridges or like a slushy machine. Yeah. Or like just that type of shit where people walk in and they're like, you have this here? We even talked about it was too expensive, but we wanted to have a crane machine in here for parties with snacks and shooters that you could pay quarters in to do it. That type of shit where it's like people come and they're like, man, this house is fun as hell. That's it. That's all I need.
That's cool. I'm right there with you, dude.
And traveling, and that's it.
And traveling, and a Lambo. I mean, that's pink.
Yeah,
dude,
well,
I need a pink. No.
And also, honestly, if we're going pink, maybe a green one, maybe like a pink lemonade and lime type of deal.
One color to match every pair of my Gucci shoes would probably be Dude, I'm right there with you. Like, first and foremost, what I would do is my dad has actually talked to me about before. I said, like, Dad, what would you do if you came into like a huge windfall of cash? And he said, I'd probably transition out of my job. And one of the things he mentioned, he's like, I want to start the Little Old Lady Foundation. And I was like, what's that? And he goes, I want to set up this like small business where I could employ people in town that were looking for like extra work or in the surrounding communities and stuff, and I could pay people from the foundation to go do free service for the elderly and the disabled around the community.
Oh, dude.
So it's like I'm paying people to go like clean the gutters and mow the lawns and stuff like that.
And you would know if they're working with the foundation, then they're also nice people too.
Yeah, because he's like, I would want to personally vet all of them and work with a team of people to vote on like who would get these opportunities and get the services and stuff, like kind of like an ongoing scholarship of service, you know? So I would probably just like dump a little bit of money over there. I really like sharing Caring Hands in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They help people get back on their feet, impoverished families and stuff. They deal with all sorts of shit. That money's going out the fucking door.
Because we're simple boys.
We're simple boys. I don't think so good. That's all I think about is giving.
Well, that's the thing is we've even talked about of just like, I mean, until any life thing causes us to move out of here, I'm not looking to jump out of this apartment at all. Yeah. It's like unless one of us has to move out for some reason, it's just like it's like, okay, now that we have more money, time for the nicer apartment. And it's like, what?
The second I get Eddie pregnant, we're moving. Yeah. No, I agree with you on the house front too. I always wanted just cool shit. I told you before I want to I would love to really have a flourishing, interesting basement with stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I liked the idea of building like a little arcade there, some games and shit.
Yeah.
And if I just had stupid money, I would probably pay somebody to recreate. Have you ever been into like a Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's Sporting Goods or something?
I haven't been in it, but I've seen video and I know how cool they are.
Yeah. So, dude, if you haven't been into a Bass Pro Shops, it's fucking cool. If you're anti-hunting, that's totally fine too. Don't go in there because they have a lot of like not poached shit. What do you call it? Taxidermy shit.
Yeah.
Poached animals. They're just illegally killing animals. Anyway, at like every big Bass Pro Shops, they have these enormous, like they set it up to look like this old like prospector like shacks and stuff, and then there's like animals and like streams running through, and it's like it's a laser target shooting thing. So they've carved out some old like 22s and BB guns, and it's just the laser shit, and you shoot like, I shoot the tin can and it spins around and stuff.
Wasn't you talked to somebody about that, and they mentioned that there was also like a really cheap something. It might have been Hecox.
Yeah.
I don't remember. He just said that there was another one that was cool. Was it something at like Disney or something?
I don't know.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but no, but that's it. No,
Yeah.
You know what I just realized as you were saying that though is what we're essentially saying is we're like Richie Rich. We're like a child who's like, what would I do when I had a house? But we're in our 20s.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know. One thing too is I think it. Because we both had the shared thing of we always wanted the place that's the entertainment place that all the friends gather.
Yeah.
It was great when we were moving in together too, because it's like, cool, this is where we want this to be the hangout spot.
We're hosts at heart.
Where do you get your need for being a host? Because I know where I get mine, but I want to hear where you get yours.
That's a really good point. That's a good question, dude. One of the things that I really value the most is when a group of friends and people find like a singular thing to be circled around. Mm-hmm. And nothing is more fun than when you're in a group of people and you have like a game or an activity that everybody's into. And it doesn't matter what that thing is, but you're like, oh my God, people are excited for this thing.
Yeah.
And I realized when I went to college that how much I enjoyed that and how much value I derived from that. So, like as I went into like the theater department there and I had these big groups of people that were around me, I recognized, I could be the catalyst for this shit. Like I could be the person that all you need. It's so easy. If you guys want to like make friends and get people going, it's so fucking easy to just like set a place, set a time and tell people, hey, folks are going to be here. Come here.
Yeah. So also if you have like one or two friends, have them bring a friend, and then they instantly kind of like you because you're giving them free food and booze.
Exactly. I think people underestimate all the time how much other people are hoping they get invited to stuff. And when you can be that person for somebody, like you create such a bright spot in their life by doing that. So I would host these things where like, hey, we're gonna come over, we're gonna play this board game, or we're gonna do a Mario Kart tournament. I'm gonna go down to Dollar Tree and get all these prizes and shit like that. And people show up is the thing.
Oh, by the way, as you were saying that too, since it's October and we'll both be back, let's make that combination game of was Flayed the name of your game?
Yeah, so
remember we were going to do a combo of Flayed and the gaming tournament, and we were going to make a board game out of a video game tournament. Let's do that.
I like that idea.
Maybe we even have somebody like film it too.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
We get maybe Bruce and Autumn as a team. We get Michael and Will as a team. There's a lot of other people we could invite, but I was just thinking in twos, and I've kind of run out. We got a lot of them. Help me out here, guys.
That sounds good. Abbott and Costello.
No. James and Elise.
Laurel and Hardy. James and Elise.
John Candy and Steve Martin.
Planes and trains. Maybe automobiles.
if they want to bring automobiles, that's okay.
Yeah. I fucking like that idea. Let's do that.
Yeah, for sure. Also, so where I got mine from is actually my grandpa for my dad's home in Chicago is like a 3-level apartment that like my great grandma lived on the top, and so did my dad and his brother.
Yeah.
And then like the basement was like it wasn't super nice at all, but it was just like the hangout spot for my grandpa and his friends. My dad said that he starting when he was 8, he would serve them drinks while they played poker. So like my dad knew how to make drinks when he was in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And then so like they did that, and then when my dad was growing up, the basement was like still a place for all of his friends to hang out, and they threw parties down there and everything because his dad was like, well, it was my hangout spot, I want it to be for you guys. And then my dad personally, everything but the electric work, I told you in my old house, like, finished the basement. He did, like, the flooring. He did the walls. He did, like, the ceiling. He did everything. And then was just like, have your friends over as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And so then, yeah, it was just like, that's still now Tony and I. It's like, I want that still because it's so great to host it and have people have a good time because of you. I love it.
I just love that. I just remember I think a lot of what goes behind my desire to be a host is, like, I remember when I was growing up too, before I got a lot of my confidence and stuff, I was so wrapped up in the world of, like, school sports and stuff too. And at the time, like, I was a really insecure kid and I didn't really go out of my shell a lot. And I remembered how badly I wanted to just have that sense of, like, fitting in with like the sports people that I was hanging out with all the time. And I was like, I would look at the other guys hanging out, like guys on the basketball team and football team and stuff. And I was like, God, it seems so fucking easy for them. You know, like, they can just, like, go wrestle around and, like, hang out and shit too. And they'd be like, hey, we're going to Brody's house afterwards, blah, blah, blah. And I was always just like, like, that feels, I want to be part of that, you know? Mm-hmm. And it didn't realize until probably, like, late high school when I got to college, like, how much that means to somebody to just invite them to something.
Oh, yeah,
or just, it is so easy to just give somebody the time of day and just validate them and check in with them. Just be like, hey, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
Yeah, I want to say something special then for people listening to this who are still in school. Invite somebody new to your next thing. Mm-hmm. Do it.
It's so fun. Like,
it'll change their life possibly, and you might make a new friend.
That's the thing is, a lot of the times you don't see the positive impact that you make on somebody's life, but something so simple as just being like, come over to my house, or like, I love that shirt. I like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, dude, really love the project that you fucking turned in a class or whatever. Like, you don't realize how much that means to people. And I can remember all the pivotal points in my life when somebody was just like, cool shirt, dude, or like, hey, like your haircut, like that. The ripples of that go forth for fucking months and stuff. I sound too preachy at this point.
I haven't mentioned it, but even moving in with you was like a kind of throw him a bone type thing of like, this guy seems like he's got nobody, so I guess I'll move in with him.
And then the effects of that are still being felt to this day. As I go to bed with you every night, I feel the spite in you.
Yeah, we accidentally locked Gus's room door about 3 weeks ago, so he's been sleeping in my bed. Sabrina was in there, so that's kind of sad.
Yeah, she fucking died.
That's pretty sad, I guess.
I've been feeding her through the vent.
We're just like fruit roll-ups through the bottom of the door. It's all we can fit. I tried putting a roast down there, but it just wouldn't go.
I was like, stop requesting roast, and she's like, I know I'm dying, but I want roast.
I'll die if I don't have a roast. I'm going to get more ice if you could stall for me.
Okay, I'll do it up. All right, guys, I'm just going to be straight up with you right now. I'm going to say something. Don't tell Eddie. This is something that I really appreciate about Eddie. I think that Eddie is a very kind and creative person, and I think that what he's doing here on YouTube is incredibly unique, and I think that he brings great value to this world, and I'm very lucky to have him as a friend. And furthermore,
ice is so cracked, dude.
Oh my God, that's so you. Okay, he didn't understand what I just said right now, but I would like to add further that I believe that I as a person and I as a creator has been elevated by my connection and interactions with Eddie. Also, I would like to add that Tony, who is filling up the ice with more water?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so crazy. Okay, guys, I'm really back right now. I would like to add further that Eddie's brother Tony, who is editing this right now, is one of the most hilarious and creative and talented people I have ever met. And it brings me great joy not only to hang out with him, but to know that he has to edit this and listen to this and feel uncomfortable to receive praise. Also, furthermore, Eddie's back. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Didn't even talk about anything, dude. It's crazy.
Hey, dude.
Fucking nuts, man.
I actually didn't hear a word he said. I just could hear. This is what I heard the entire time. That
was my knife.
As I was filling up the ice and everything, I just heard.
Good. It was mostly slurs and swears and shit, so you know how it is, being rascally.
You know, I'm always a rascal with my slurs.
Nothing. Okay, here's the thing. You've heard me say it before in all my jokes. Nothing is more funny to me than not them themselves, but the phrase, Racial slurs.
Racial slurs is really funny because it's up to anybody's imagination to think what you're talking about.
I love throwing it out when somebody even offers like, okay, hey man, like let's just try it. Like the language we're going into a shoot, you got to be mindful and be like, okay, cool. What's your policy on like racial slurs? That is funny to me.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
The slurs themselves are not funny.
No, of course not.
No. What are we cheersing to? We got to cheers to something here.
Let's cheers to. I was trying to think of a joke, but everything to my mind just became positive.
Oh damn.
Honestly, to the support for the Boys Support Boys shit, I can't even fucking believe how everybody's been.
I love it.
By the time this is up, the second run ended, which means that all that design is gone for maybe forever. But there'll be new shit in the future.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for all the support on that too, and well, frankly, across the board, I mean, we've been growing. Like your channel's been blowing up, my channel's been blowing up, and the podcast is hopefully even at this point, it might even be at 100,000 subscribers at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it'd probably be at like 96 at that point. But
yeah,
I'd hope that maybe it was more.
What was for you? What was the most like important or like joyous milestone or achievement for you on YouTube?
I think it was hitting 100K.
Yeah.
And also I still have the video. I never posted it anywhere. I have the video of you recording me open my 100K plaque right after VidCon last year.
Really?
And that was awesome.
Damn.
Because that was like, for me, it was like for years and years and years and years. It's like if you have 100K on YouTube, you did it.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like a famous thing or anything like that because it's like it means less and less. But it's just like if you got 100,000 people to subscribe for your videos, there's actually some value there. And so that was cool.
You know, that's probably way high up there for me, too. I remember that it happened right after. Like, I had been crawling for years. Just like, oh, milestone. Like, barely getting up one video at a time. And I remember it was after the Spotify ad video. And that blew up. And it shot me, like, in a day. I went from, like, you know, like 85,000 to, like, 105,000.
Yeah.
And I do remember I was in my college house in Stout. And I just remember sitting there and I poured myself like a drink and I was just like watching the numbers roll and I was like, wow, I did it. Like, this is it. Like, God, that was so fucking fun.
Oh, there's a moment you already know. All those moments involve talking to each other during it, you know? Like, 'cause, again, during that, you probably even called me that night of doing that. But, yeah, there was two. One, I've talked about this before, but, you know, if you haven't heard it, I was at like 11K, and there was a good couple of months where like Gus, your channel started to take off, and mine hadn't yet because my dumbass wasn't making commentary videos while my old commentary videos were blowing up with the algorithm, and I was like, I guess that those old ones are doing pretty well, and I just didn't get the message. And it was like I set out to you that I was like, I'm at 10K, it's October, I want to be, and I've said this a million times before, but I want to be at I think 20K by the end of the year. That would be like, I'd be set for it.
Yeah.
And then it was like the next day I uploaded a commentary video, and by like a day and a half later, I was at like 30K. And then it was like by the end of the year, I was at like 75K or something, or 80K. The weird thing for me though is I hit 80K, and then it was like a very slow crawl to like 100,000 and a very slow crawl to like 130. And then since then, it's just been going up.
Yeah.
But like it slowed down right after. I have a theory that YouTube pumps the brakes on your algorithm after you get over 100K because they're like, all right, now you taking this seriously or not? And then if you do, they push you up.
I have a theory that your channel was growing and Susan Wojcicki was like pacing around while an intern was typing away, giving you more subscribers, and she was pacing around in the background going, give him some more. Slow down. A few more.
Make it dribble.
Make him teeth for it.
All right, let's go into some preguntas, I guess, but they're also arguments.
All right.
And I had a couple grabbed. So here's one that's an actual advice thing, and we've got a young boy here, probably the youngest boy we've ever taken any question from or anything. He said, Gus and Eddie, my friends say I should date this girl that I've liked for 3 years, but the problem is I'm super awkward and I'm in 8th grade, so being in middle school, I'm worried it'll last like a week. What do I do, boys?
That's a good question.
So in the brief time that I had to think about it, my answer is go for it, expect crushing rejection, but that's okay. And the odds are very stacked against you. It probably will last a week, but you're in middle school, and that's fine. That's totally cool.
Like that's a good point. You should recognize that it potentially lasting a week is not on you. It is in the fact that you are in middle school.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I didn't realize when I was younger, especially is with people dating at that age, is like to be in 8th grade and expect to date somebody and then remain the same people that are like. Also, it's dating in 8th grade is not like, oh, we're good for each other. It's just like, oh, that's a girl I think is cute. But like, you're obviously going to change as people rapidly over the next couple of months, especially because they're nearing like high school. But yeah, just go for it.
Yeah,
I remember going for it moments fondly, even if I got rejected, because it was like still like I did it though.
Yeah.
Because the second guessing is not good. It lasts almost your entire life, even if it's something minimal for me.
It's not good. And then, like I was even talking about before with, like, you have no idea how much people would be excited to get invited to stuff. You have no idea how fucking earth-shatteringly flattering it is to just be told by somebody randomly, I like you, I have a crush on you.
Yeah, and if they reject you and they're mean, the nice thing about that is you definitely didn't want to date them, and they're a bad person, and they will look back on it and go, wow, I was really awful.
That's just it. I remember my first girlfriend in high school.
I remember her too.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, that dog of mine. No, my first girlfriend in high school, I actually started getting interested in her coming out of 8th grade because a friend of hers like welched on a little like secret and just like, hey, she really likes you. And she wasn't even on my radar, but
it's
I went,
the greatest thing that could ever happen to you.
It is. I was like, I have Sauron, like, boom. And I started looking at her, and I was like, okay. And we dated for 4 fucking years, and it was great.
You know what's the negative that I was not something I appreciated from a friend?
What's that?
One time we were playing Modern Warfare over Xbox, and one of my like looser friends was like, hey, this girl that's a year older than us has a crush on you. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, she just like saw you walking in the hallway. And I wasn't like super dead set on it, but like a week later, because it really boosts your self-esteem, I was just like, hey, who was that girl you mentioned? I didn't remember her name, and I didn't. And he's like, oh, I was just kidding.
Oh.
And it's like, dude, I am in 8th grade or whatever year I was. It's like, I can't handle this right now.
I already got a pre-boner, man.
I got actual girls not paying attention to me. I don't need this fake girl that paying attention. She was real, but she didn't know I existed. And I didn't know she existed until he said that, which was annoying.
He does the old like movie thing where he looks around, he goes, her name was Dasani Svedka.
Dasani drunk history on Comedy Central.
I probably shouldn't have. I lifted this from a Comedy Central party.
See, nobody would have suspected it until you just admitted to the crime.
Listen, you kind of put me up to it, so I think you take the fall on this one. We're even.
Okay, let me go to more of the disagreements. My friend thinks, okay, this one's very specific.
Yep.
I don't think there's a winner here. My friend thinks that if you're at a restaurant and your food comes out wrong/bad, you should just deal with it. But I think you should
tell the waiter.
You screenshotted this one too? Yeah. I think you should tell the waiter politely that your order is wrong and would like it corrected. Here's my full answer. It depends.
Yep. Yes.
If I get a sandwich and it's kind of soggy, I'm not saying shit, dude. I'm just finishing my meal. Mm-hmm. I'm not a king. I got dealt a bad hand. But, like, let's say I order, like, a ham sandwich, and they give me, like, a burrito, then I'm telling them it's wrong,
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. And I think we talked about this before, like, being in the service industry. First of all, when I'm elected president, I think it's very valuable for everybody to spend at least 1 year in the service industry.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're working at like retail or something, or you're working in like food and stuff, but
just
especially
to respect how the world works around you. Like when you enter a Starbucks, they're not like, she's here, we're gonna serve her, or he.
Yeah,
we're gonna serve them.
No, there are far too many people out there that go to a restaurant and they assume that like if something is wrong, that there is a severe like issue of negligence in the kitchen, or it's personal or something like that. You have no fucking clue what it's like to be just slammed behind the scenes there. Like, they're probably doing the best they can. You fucking showed up to Applebee's at 7 p.m. on a Friday. Chill, dog. There's like 30 orders in there right now.
It's fully like, I think it's the way you can hear people tell stories about it too, is like to the waiter, they'll be like, I'll have a BLT, but no tomato.
Yeah.
And then the waiter turns and then they have to deal with 15 other things, and then they get back and they go, hey, the BLT, and then the other 5 orders there. And when it gets back, you go, I specifically said no tomato. And this idiot couldn't even remember that. It's like, you're not the only one here, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah. I wanted a BL.
I wanted a bull.
That's a angry Mexican cat.
One thing I have to be conscious of as I get older, though, is I don't know what it is. It seems like everybody, when they get everybody clap your hands. No, everybody when they get older, they get meaner.
Okay.
To people in like food service and retail.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know what it is, but dude, my mom doesn't listen to the podcast. She fucking does that shit. All right, so dude, we even make fun of my dad years after this too. Both my parents have done it. My mom does it more regularly, but my dad did it once too. We were at like a Chili's or something like that too, and it was like the whole family was there, 6 Johnsons, and maybe it was a situation where like, oh, you ordered like well done and your burger's clearly rare, or you got a side salad, there's fries, oh, you didn't get your thing of mandarin oranges. Like, it was a couple small problems, but it was like one from everybody.
Yeah.
And the server comes back and she goes, hey, is everything okay here? And I don't know what the fuck is going on in my dad's mind, but he goes, everything's wrong on our front over here. What the fuck? It was something like that.
It's weird to picture your dad even say that.
I know, he's the sweetest guy in the world. And the thing is, even in his mind, he wasn't trying to like load up on something. He just was like, everything was like compartmentalized, and he just was like, you asked what's wrong. I gotta be real with you. Everything's wrong here. And it was so fucking funny because it was like clear as like, Pete, what are you doing, guy?
Yeah. Were you laughing at the moment, or was it just like a don't do this?
In the moment, it was fully just like floor dropped. I was like, what are you doing? Because it was such an accidental asshole thing to say.
Yeah. One thing I like too is like people with ordering how they want their meat done. I'm a medium boy every time, but people treat it like you're selecting like one button for all of it, where it's like, I clearly ordered medium rare and this is medium. It's like, they can't see inside the meat.
Have you ever cooked a fucking steak or a burger?
It's hard, dude.
You're guessing mode, man.
I was really loud. I was really close.
I was loud too, and I need some more ice. I need you to vamp for a while, okay?
Okay. Guys, it's time for me to whisper.
Don't fucking whisper. It's illegal.
So I don't know what Gus said.
God damn it.
But here's the thing. I like steaks medium, not done, which means
You left the ice out.
Did I really? Wait, what? Oh, I refilled the other one and left that up by accident. But those are also, they kind of need to melt a little bit because they're all cracked and fucked.
Slippery slope.
I like my steaks medium, not done, which means that you don't take them out of the packaging till you get like at Walmart that's covered in like the saran wrap. You throw that on the grill, then you get the juicy plastic melting all over the steak, and that's chef's kiss, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it.
Talking about like pornographic stuff?
No.
Did you ever realize, like, I just realized this sitting down. I mean, when we do these podcasts, again, they're so informal, and I'm proud of the fact that we're actually buddies and stuff, but do you ever just, like, realize that we kind of slip into a flow state, and just any little mannerisms or stuff that you do, like, people see that shit and they listen to it?
Yeah, because it's like really during the podcast, I'm not thinking the whole time, like, we're being recorded. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like we just go, and then that's it.
It's so fucking weird. Like, every little thing that we do will be on record on the internet, and it will never disappear.
Did you have it when we started the podcast? I was just so scared. I was like, what if people just hate me?
I was in my head a lot about it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what if people just decide, I don't like this guy?
That's spooky.
It would be fair if they didn't, if I was just super unlikable. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad. No, for real. Like, I was
No,
just
I'm there
expecting
with you.
I was expecting at one point, like, some kind of comment like, you ever think how Eddie always does this? And it's
Yeah.
like, that's my nightmare, though.
It is, dude. Yeah, no, I do the same shit, too. Especially, too, because, like, the dynamic of what we're doing, it's like we have, like, shared audiences, you know? It's not full home court advantage. It's like, what if somebody likes Eddie and they don't like me?
Yeah, what if somebody likes me and not Gus? What do I do?
The two big stressors, you know how it is. I don't know, man. God, it's fucking weird. It really doesn't feel like we've been doing this for a year, you know?
Yeah, no, it feels new even when we do it. But a new where it's like, it doesn't feel new and scary. It just feels like it's still fun to do all the time.
Yeah, at this point, I again, it sounds goofy, but I don't even notice like the shit. You know, we got lights over here. There's the soundboards there. There's the walls all around and stuff. But it just feels like I'm sitting down and I'm just talking to you about shit, you know?
One thing, though, is I think not... So this would be like 4 and 5 episodes ago. The ones we stocked up right before I went back home and you went back on tour, I was just a low-energy boy. And it freaked me out because we did 2 in a row. It was just those 2 days. But I think it was just because I was in a little not fun state for 2 days.
Well, I've had those too.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, I didn't really perform that episode.
We had one that we stopped and we were just like, did you feel weird during that? And then I think that's why we had our break week. But it wasn't like, oh, this is getting stale. It's like, not other than the podcast, I just feel weird this week. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad because now it's just this is the 3 then we've recorded, have been fucking awesome. Like, Michael's episode was great, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. Subscribe to Michael Reeves, 2K19.
All right, let me check for another disagreement and or question.
Ayo.
Okay, this guy, I'm sorry, we're about to shit on a fan.
All right, I'll do it.
So he said, yo, Gus and Eddy podcast, and you know, it's like he was listening for his, and he's like, oh, hopefully it's not me. And then I just said, yo, Gus and Eddy podcast. He's like, fuck. Argument for the podcast. If there's no grill available.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, and you're making a couple of hot dogs for yourself, do you A, microwave them, B, boil them, C, cook them in a pan on the stove? Now, that's fine as an option. I've never cooked them in a pan on the stove. Have you?
I have. They are fantastic, but it does seem unnecessary.
Okay. He said, personally, and this is where he really lost me.
Uh-oh.
A and B are disgusting. Ooh. C is the only viable option.
What was C?
C, it was the baking them. And he's saying microwave or boiling hot dogs is disgusting?
Okay.
Whenever you've gotten a hot dog at like a baseball game or a concession stand, guess what, motherfucker? It's boiled.
It's fucking boiled, you dumb bitch.
That's what hot dog machines are at those places. I had to clean those things. There's a gross grime that comes overnight, and it's fucking disgusting.
It's a fucking disgusting ass Rick Grimes, all right? It's right in there and shit. Those fucking roller dogs are on there for 10 hours maybe.
And so, like, to think that they're disgusting, hot dogs are the same. And when you're either burning the outside when you grill them, you're heating them up on the inside no matter what.
Yeah.
And you can eat them cold. So to think that it's disgusting to heat them in any way is weird as fuck to me.
All that you can legitimately say is that, oh, I prefer like the crisping or the browning of a grill or a stove. You can't say, oh, it's disgusting when it's boiled.
Because here's the thing. That I'm going to guess in his head, he's like, oh, a hot dog is raw unless you crisp it. But that's not true with a hot dog.
Bitch, you can eat them out of the pack, Oscar Mayer.
It's just like steaks or beef, ground beef. You can just eat it out of the pack. Pay attention, kid in 8th grade that's listening to the podcast.
There you go. Write this down. Write this down. Do you ever have any like weird food snack shit that like you're super into?
Like just not conventional. You're talking about?
Like non-conventional stuff.
I don't know. Oh, I used to really like when I would eat hot Cheetos. I would have a piece of ice with it. I'm an ice chewer, which is a bad habit. But like the cooling, it's why people have like cream cheese with it too. It's just like if it got real spicy, biting it in with something really cold was really good.
Interesting.
But it's not good for your teeth.
You ever were you ever a sunflower seed guy?
Yeah, definitely during baseball.
Really?
And then also when we were on par 9, I had more sunflower seeds than I've ever had in my entire life.
Fuck yeah, dude. How have we not talked about this, dude? I used to be literally addicted to those things.
No, yeah, I know that just because you told me at par 9, I remember that you're just like, I have so many of these where you like needed a pack like wherever we went.
It was so bad that like I just like even during the most passive shit, I would even sneak them in class sometime. And I'm like, this isn't even a chemical reaction.
Yeah.
I just like having sunflower seeds. But it was a lot easier when I had this old shitty year. The year was like 1999 or 2000. I don't remember. But
you don't have it anymore, right?
My fucking Ford Taurus Ruby, rest in peace.
That's so sad, dude.
By the way, you gotta name your cars. Absolutely. Did you guys name your car?
Yeah, for some reason, as a joke, when we were not funny high schoolers, my friend John that you know, we named his car Gertrude. Mm-hmm. So my car looked very similar, so I came up with Gertrude.
I like that.
The sequel to Gertrude.
That's fucking good, dude. Dude, that's hilarious. I'm always of the mentality that you got to name your car in with an 80s woman name. So
I like that.
It fits right in. Mm. I had Ruby before that. It was Tabitha, and then my friend Joe had Rhonda, of course, and now Sven has he's got a new red Cadillac. I can't remember it.
First of all, how dare you personify and objectify a car by naming it as a woman? How dare you?
Sorry, I was car-splaining to you.
I wasn't. That's not me making fun of a whole part of our culture. That's me making fun of one tweet that Gus got about something. We're not going to go into specifics.
Can we go into specifics?
Yeah, no, sure. Go for it.
All right, I'm going to die on this fucking hill here, okay? Eddie's safe from this.
I agree with you. I'll die on the hill.
He's in the capture the flag safe mat, okay?
I'm saying I'm with you.
Okay, I know. I just didn't want you to incur any wrath. Blood brothers, baby. Maybe we should
rope me to the front of the ship.
Should we keep drinking on podcasts? I don't know.
This is fine. This is what you're gonna say is fine.
Okay, so anyway, there was a few podcasts ago, and one of the camera batteries died, and here's what I said. Oh, I'll go get her.
That's my shock.
Fucking insert gasp here. Okay, I feel bad because this person's probably clearly listening, but anyway, I got like this full length tweet that was just like, hey, I noticed. You know what? I could probably find the tweet.
No, because then they can search it. Don't.
Good point.
Just say in general.
I'm gonna mix it. I'm putting it through the Scrabbler. They said something along the lines of like, "Hey, listen, I noticed in your recent podcast episode that you referred to the camera as her. I don't really like when like objects are personified to be in the female form. I think it's kind of derogatory."
So yeah, here's the thing. Your intention was good. But truly, with this specific option, pick your battles. You know what I mean? Like, clearly, there was no harm. Also, they said, you're just drinking as I'm saying it.
Yep.
Go for it. You got the response.
I was just like, okay, here. Again, I get it. I'm not a perfect person. I get that I come from a point of privilege. I'm a straight white male. What the fuck? What? Shut up, dude. Like, fucking hell, dude. The camera battery died. That's how people talk where I come from. There's no thought put into, like, get her done.
Also, I would argue there's not really any damage to doing that at all.
What is it like? I'll get her.
So Gus, you're saying that women are cameras? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? What's the real...
Like, that men should press their buttons and that they're in charge? It's like, okay, dude... No thought went into it, and frankly, I would be surprised if anybody other than you even noticed that, let alone was bothered by it.
Also, it's like, I don't know their exact wording because we're paraphrasing here, but it's like, if you are bothered and you thought, oh, I need to tell them because I'm bothered by this small thing, that's like a real world thing where it's like, you got to learn that nobody fucking cares about that specifically.
Yeah, nobody cares.
If it's not doing real harm to you, don't share it.
And that's
but you had good intentions, I'm sure.
I didn't even have good...
No,
they did.
They did.
She did.
Because they were trying to just avoid, I guess, something that they thought was wrong. But it's not.
Yeah. And again, too, like, man, I think it was maybe Bill Hader who was quoted recently in his Emmys acceptance speech.
I liked that, what he said.
Where he said something along the lines of, like, it is not my goal to set out to offend people at all. And I share the same... like convictions.
Yeah, he just said, I don't want to hurt people. He said that and then added, like, I just don't hurt anybody.
I don't want to hurt anybody. And I'm right there with you. I don't want to hurt anybody. And with some of these topics that come up, you know, like, again, over the last few months, I've seen almost nobody, a couple comments saying, like, boys support boys. Well, what about women? Like, that seems like that's kind of like, and we've said before, boys support boys, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody, we don't care. We're not hung up on the name.
It should be out now, and I don't know if I'm keeping it in, but there is a part to my video where I say like something along the lines of boys, and I'm like, and I said like that. So people might be seeing it because it was in the video, but I was like, and we said that like boys could be anybody. I fucking said it 1,000 times. Listen to me when I speak.
Yeah, you know? We said I don't care what title, what pronoun, whatever you want to go by. Neither of us care. Okay,
I don't care.
We've said it before. Boys are girls, girls are boys. They are them. We don't care. We accept you. We don't care who you are or who you identify as. We love you. We're glad that you're here. You have value as a person. Just don't get hung up on some of this rinky-dink shit.
Yeah, getting hung up on that is gonna push people who are already kind of negative about it further away. I think.
Yeah.
Personally. Not saying that like any movement stuff is pushing people away, but when you go down into the like, okay, I could battle somebody who's clearly hating certain types of people. Yeah. Or I could tell Gus not to call a camera a she. Come on. Come on, my dude.
Exactly. And again, too, I'm telling you, everyone in my town, it's how I talk, and there was never any
I don't think there's a problem to that. You don't have to like.
Well, no, but there was never any like association, like, oh, get her done, you know, like get her, HER. It was just like, you know, like, oh, I'll get her.
Yeah,
it's like, I'll get that. I'll go take
The word
care
is
of that.
kind of like ER. It's not even really her. It's like get her, you know?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'll go get her. I'll go get her. I'll go get that. I don't care.
I'll check more shit. I don't want this person to feel absolutely awful, but it's just like, because like I still love you, but also don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Don't do her. That's what you're saying.
But if you honestly, if that person is like feeling bad about it, message us. I'll say something to you. I'll talk to you about it.
Shoot me an email, gustunes@gmail.com. Tunes with a Z.
How's this? Somebody said one time I shitted my pants at a public pool when I was a kid and cried. Any memories of being a dumb crying kid?
That's a fucking good one, dude. I mean, I pride myself. I did not cry as a kid, dude. When I was born, I was not crying. Which is rare.
I don't know if I was or not. I know I was. I know Tony was the crier.
You don't remember? Tony was a crier?
Tony was needier with my mom, where it was like if he got like set down and like I got picked up, apparently my mom, like Tony would get like throw a fit and then he would have to.
Wait a minute. Hot off the presses, Tony's a little bitch.
Which is the weird thing, because then Tony became a totally normally functioning person, and I'm like, give me attention, everybody. Yeah. I want followers.
No, dude, I want followers. I didn't cry as a kid. I didn't cry ever. And again, too, me being the first kid, I had the advantage of my mom. Like, she was already like tech savvy and video savvy. Like, she filmed all of my childhood, at least from like ages 0 to 10 or whatever.
Even when you're pooping.
Even when I was pooping, I was like, Mom, why do you have the toilet cam activated?
Is it waterproof or is it broken?
And she says, shut up, just get those little turds in the bowl. Again, weird. Now she yells at restaurant workers? Strange. Anyway, I probably shouldn't drink on the fucking podcast. Anyway, no, but I have like all my shit filmed when I was a kid. And like she has countless episodes of me waking up from naps like as a kid, and she'd be like, hey Gus, how are you doing? And the camera wasn't even fully clear, and I'd just be like, and I'd smile.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was a happy little kid or whatever. So I don't even know if I have a lot of crying episodes when I was a kid.
Yeah, I didn't throw tantrums either, but that was because I was scared of my dad.
I mean, there you go, baby. I do remember one instance. My dad, I was such a soft little precious snowflake child, and I remember one time when my dad was trying to teach me a safety lesson in the backyard, and he went out to the old transformer box where a lot of electricity is like stored in the backyard. It's just this green box. And
yeah, it's the green box, like the what if we kissed at the green box thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's a transformer. We went out to the backyard. I was a few years old. My dad was like trying to teach me, don't go over there just to be safe. Don't go over there. And he goes, Gus, and he points to it and he goes, Gus, danger. And I just went,
Wait, why?
I just started crying because I couldn't comprehend that he was trying to say that is dangerous.
You thought he was like blaming you?
Yeah, he was so serious that I was like,
did you install this?
Did you install
Why is this here?
I just started fucking crying about it.
Damn. There's a lot of those where you remember and you're just like, oh man, I really had a different brain at the time. Mm-hmm. Isn't it really scary to think? And this is kind of, and I'm only buzzed, so it's not really a drunk thought, but it's just like, the person you were 10 years ago is not you now.
That's a good point. Listen, Eddie, I'm going to field this. I am drunk. No, I actually thought about that with some of the questions. I saw one of the questions that said, and I feel terrible. I don't know how to quote this to, but they said, what would your 15-year-old self think about you now if they saw you?
Oh, my 15-year-old self would think I'm the fucking best, dude. He'd be so happy. I'm living the life I exactly wanted when I was 15. I think the one thing is he'd be probably pissed, but then initially pissed, but then happy to find out that my relationship with Tony is still normal. Uh-huh. He'd be like, you moved away, you fucking dumbass. I'm like, no, we're still good. It's all good.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because I visit home so much.
I'm trying to think out loud here like Ed Sheeran. I think that...
Jesus Christ, that's so bad.
Sorry, man. Just freestyles, whatever. I think that my 15-year-old self would see the accomplishments that I've made and the goals I've set out to achieve and look at them at face value and say that they were really proud of me too. But I wish that my 15-year-old self would also understand, like, I've talked to you before, like, I'm just under a lot of stress right now and there's just too much shit going on where the fact that I'm doing so much right now, it's compromising like a lot of other areas of my life, and I don't think my 15-year-old self would like that. But they'd just be like, whoa, 1 million subscribers, and whoa, you're living with your best friend, whoa, fuck
dumb
yeah.
15-year-old loser.
I could kick his ass, too, let me say.
The thing is, though, by the time this is coming out, you're about 30 days from being done with the like most stressful period of your life. And I hope that you're not going to schedule shit like that again. Because, I mean, if you could cut back to, like, we probably have a podcast episode in May where you're just like, yeah, it's coming,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
And so now we're finally almost past it, which is nice.
We're almost past it. Again, too, I tell people when I'm on stage every night, too, I tell people that the shows themselves are these little oases of just fucking pure bliss. Mm-hmm. I go out there and I'm doing my act, and I'm just talking to them, and we have the Q&A and stuff, too, and those are my absolute favorite parts. Like, that's why I feel bad too to the club staff that I'm playing at, and too, like, all my shows are turning into, like, I tell people it's an hour-long main set, it's a 30-minute Q&A. Some of these shows are going to fucking 2.5 hours.
Oh shit.
You know?
Yeah.
And as far as I know, everybody's having fun. You know, we're just talking and we're shooting the shit and we're telling stories and stuff like that. And I feel bad to the club staff because I make them stay around and stuff too. But the truth is, the shows themselves are these little beautiful moments of just like realism. You know, I'm talking to people, I'm interacting with folks, I'm telling stories and stuff. And it's the travel, it's the having to like turn in this Comedy Central stuff on the side, it's the having to maintain like main channel uploads. That's the stress. Is all of these things individually, I love them and I enjoy the work, but when it's all at once, like everything suffers, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm vamping on
No, you're good. I think people would be glad to hear the behind the scenes for it. Because again, I think a lot of people, and it goes with what we complained about last time about, you know, somebody being like to me on Twitter, like, Eddie, you make videos and you get paid for it. Like, what's the issue? And it's just like, people just don't get, again, not how hard it is, but people don't realize, like, when I pictured doing this, I was like, no stress ever. It's like, it's not the case. It's not like super, it's still great and it's still awesome. Mm-hmm. But I think people, just don't picture, like, if you're doing only your dream job stuff, sometimes that can take a toll on the rest of the aspects of your life.
Absolutely. And I think that no matter what level you get to in your own personal goal chart in your life, you're always going to have stuff that you want to complain about, you know? And there's that there's that inherent feel to be like, oh, fuck, like, I don't deserve to be complaining about this stuff. And it's like, no, dude, like, everybody's going to have problems no matter what.
I mean, if you're doing direct comparison, like you'd go down to nobody can complain in the world except for like one person with the worst life, you know? But to flip it, do you want to open some mail?
All right, guys, look in the description down below. We're running a little low on mail, so we could actually use a little bit more.
Yeah, you guys could give us mail again.
We'll take a few more. Thank you guys for being so receptive. Again, it's so crazy. It's like everything that we say in the podcast, like, people will be super cool and take initiative and respond to. And we had said before, guys, we have enough mail. But that was a few months ago. We don't have enough mail.
Yeah.
Send us more mail.
We need more mail. Wait, what?
What's up?
I'm confused. I started reading the notebook before looking at the package. Okay. We got a VHS of Temple of Doom.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. The worst Indiana Jones movie. Fight me.
But yeah, it's just like we got the E.T. one last week too. Did we talk about VHSs a lot?
No. I don't know. Do we?
Wait, please send one of the copy of Communist Manifesto to my home. Did they send us one before?
Listen, I'll be real with you, dog. I love you. I'm not doing that.
There's just a really gross dick on the back of this note.
Super intact, comprehensive dick.
What do you got?
How would you rank the Indiana Jones movies, worst or best to worst?
I haven't watched them as an adult.
You haven't watched them as an adult?
No, I watched the first one recently, but I watched them as a teenager. But
okay, that counts. Okay, I thought you meant like I watched them when I was 6 and never watched.
No.
That counts. You're good. Here's my ranking for it on the record. It goes Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Last Crusade, Crystal Skull. That's where I lose most people. I think it's better than
Crystal Skull.
I do.
Okay.
Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is a fucking mess, dude. There's nothing going on there.
I barely remember it.
Crystal Skull has enough fan service. Yeah, I know the CGI is bad. Yeah, I know people go, oh, Shia LaBeouf, what the fuck? Shut up. It's better than Temple of Doom. Anyway, what's up? What you got?
Michael sent us a Friends Boys
Whoa!
little painting.
Boys.
He put an @ here, and I'm going to promote it. Totally Michael on Instagram. It's exactly how it sounds with, I guess, no spaces.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you as an artist, and I love you as a guy.
I just love you as a guy. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Michael.
All right, I'm opening up this big boy box.
There's a big boy box.
Let's see. It says fragile on it. I'll say it.
Okay. Thank you for saying it.
Yeah. All right, what do we got here? All right, what do we got?
We're just waiting for...
All right, it's a big box that says cut holders on dotted lines. All right, I can do
What?
that. I didn't know I was signing up for a fucking homework assignment.
What's the name on it?
The name on it is Amanda.
Amanda.
This is from you, Amanda. It's a big boy box.
You're telling her it's from her?
Yeah, I don't want her to be confused. Dude, fucking props to Amanda. She included dotted lines about where to cut.
That's great.
That's good shit.
So you don't damage it. What's in it then?
I have no fucking clue, dude.
It looks like it could be like a painting.
It could be.
That's what I think it is.
Dude, again, we just gotta say, dude, shout out to r/Gus and Eddy, all those people over there, and the folks that have been tweeting at us on Twitter with like fan art and memes and stuff like that. Like, we see all those.
Yeah, I look at the subreddit all the time, even though I don't have a public Twitter or Reddit account.
Yeah, all the time. You guys are so fucking talented. It's so fun and beautiful to like see all these memes and art and shit. So thank you for being so engaged.
It's so fun to have a conversation and then put it up and have people making memes about that conversation that week.
know.
It's so weird. It's bizarre.
It's very strange.
Also, I'd say we have a top tier meme culture on our YouTube community.
Yeah,
Like, it's really good.
It's fucking good. All right, this is fully removed.
What is that?
Title: Low Budget Renaissance. Artist: Amanda. Last name censored. Acrylic paint on canvas.
So is it on the opposite
Dude,
side?
it's fucking acrylic paint on canvas.
Okay, so
Here we go.
you're making me nervous with the knife.
I know. I'm horny. I'll say it. All
What?
right.
Sorry?
What's up? What's up? Is it where we live?
All right.
Read me to find out what this whole mess is
Here,
about.
throw that bad boy at me.
There you go.
Should I read it before the reveal?
Yes.
Whoa! Check out the back.
Holy shit, dude.
It's Children Burbank logo and Gus's. Is it really good?
You're gonna love this, dude. Holy shit.
Okay, should I read it after or before?
After. I'm excited.
Okay.
Holy fuck, dude. Look at this.
Wait, do you want me to look or do you read it? Read it.
Okay, fuck the reading. We're looking
Okay.
we're using our eyes here. Boom!
Oh fuck! That's crazy.
This is absolute insanity, dude.
Holy shit!
This is so beautiful.
This, if you guys don't know what it's from our Monsters Inc. video. Holy shit!
It's me as Sully and Eddie as Mike, and it's oh my god, that's
Dude.
fucking good, dude.
That's so good. And they did it in front of. To put it up against the wall for the podcast set.
Look at this,
Look
baby.
how. Holy shit!
Oh!
Oh!
Hey, what are you fucking doing, baby?
The note says, "Hi, Gub and Ebby. I know you get a lot of stuff through your podcast, but I couldn't help myself. So here's another thing. I hope you enjoy this painting, Low Budget Renaissance." Oh, because it's like a Renaissance painting with the low budget series. I get it.
I get it, and it's a makeup for us not doing low budget Renaissance fair.
Obviously, I'm a big fan of your comedy and was inspired by your poses and composition in this frame because it's very Renaissance-like. And I'm sure you get the other meaning behind the title, which we did. You get it?
Whoa.
This is the first one I've done in a long time because life became difficult. I'm sorry to hear that, Amanda. And as it tends to do, but your comedy inspired me to paint it again. Sincere thanks for that. There's more here, and I will read it privately later. But thank you, Amanda. That's fucking one of the coolest things we've ever gotten.
That's cool as shit. Dude, this podcast accidentally turned into like this super big retrospective, positive, loving introspection.
Throwing
episode.
a lot of words at me.
It's what I do, okay? I'm a human dictionary.
Sorry.
By the way, here's a little package from Mason. Mason included some beautiful ass stickers.
Are these stickers having anything to do with us, or are they just stickers?
They look like some wild thornberry shit.
Yeah, they look like the Monsters show. What's the fucking name of that show?
Fuck.
Is it like We Are Monsters? Isn't that the fucking?
Yeah, I think so. Like on Nickelodeon.
I gotta look it up.
Here, I'll shout out his little at with a K with 2 Ks at caricouture.clo. Thank you so much, Michael. These are fucking cool. Caricature. This is dope as shit. Check this ish out.
It is. No, that's not it. God damn it! All right, I'll look. Can you look for?
Thanks, man.
You got another question or?
Yeah, I got a little pregunta for you here. At GR8Crew says, hashtag Gus and Eddy. My buddy hates avant-garde slash.
It's real monsters. Sorry.
Oh, it's real monsters. Thank you, dude. My bud hates avant-garde slash abstract art. Parentheses, i.e. that art urinal, Pollock paintings, etc. He thinks it's meaningless and just an effort in seeing how far people can stretch what's considered art. I think all art, no matter how weird, can be meaningfully interpreted. Who's right?
I mean, your friend sounds like kind of a dick. I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah.
I know there's some of those paintings where it's like, oh, it's just a square. What is it? I'm not gonna go in and criticize and be like, this isn't art because of this. I think sometimes it can be really snobby around it, but I don't think there's a distinct, like, this is art, this isn't. There's not really an answer to that. So I'd say you're right.
I'm right there with you. I do think that, you could make the argument successfully if you're a debate champ that, like, oh, my square that I drew on paper or my splatterings are art. But it's like, okay, if your skill lies within the justification for your art as opposed to the execution for your art, it's not fucking art. Fuck off. Anyone could make that shit.
So opposite of what I just said.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you, Eddie.
Okay, cool. Okay, I got another one here that you can't answer, but I will. Halo 3 or Halo Reach? I say Halo 3, but my friend says Halo Reach. I personally like Halo 3 more, but that's because I grew up with it. Halo Reach is also an incredible game. If you grew up with that instead of Halo 3, I think it's a totally valid answer. Boom.
Boom. Good answer.
Yep.
Can I weigh in as somebody that's never really played either game?
Sure.
I'll just say Halo Reach to be contrarian.
Okay. Somebody goes, I had a girlfriend. This one's a slam dunk answer. I had a girlfriend who would leave eggshells and empty plastic water bottles in the sink. She argued that leaving them in the sink was the same as throwing them in the garbage. I thought that was batshit. Did she have a point? No. Hold up. Tony, you're on the podcast. Hang up if you don't want to be on it.
Oh my!
That was fast.
That
dude.
was record timing.
Yeah.
I
Holy
hope.
shit.
I hope Tony comes on sometime.
I really would like him to, but again, that's up to Tony. That's on him. I don't want to pressure him.
Totally up to him. Love you, Tony. Miss you, dude.
You'll see him in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Nice. Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
It'll
dude.
be a boys' trip in Bufferfest that we were talking about. Also, Tony and Sven will be there. I ask that when it comes to like Tony, don't be weird. That's it.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird. You say hi to him, that's fine. Don't take a picture of him from far away. That's weird.
Yeah.
But so this is another one. I think I just started reading it. Oh yeah. So Gus and Eddy, my sister said that winning streaks in sports have to be 3+ games. I say it can technically be 2 games because the definition says consecutive games won, but no one really says it. Another thing to think about is that sports like football only have 16 games total. I don't know why that's something to think about. Added along to it. But you're right. 3+. It doesn't need to be 3+. 2 games are a winning streak so far.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It starts the streak. That's more than one win.
I accept it.
Do you have a different one?
I do. At E Gosh Darn says, at Gus and Eddy, if my friend and I take turns to drive the other around and pay for food, parentheses, we've been doing this for a year, and he decides he wants me to start paying him gas money instead of taking turns, should I also start asking him for money? It doesn't feel too cool.
Whoa, wait, I'm confused. So it was like one person would drive and pay for the food, or one person would drive and the other would pay for food?
Because initially he goes, if my friend and I take turns to drive the other around to pay for food, and they've been doing this for a year, and then he decides that he wants to start paying me, or like he wants me to start paying him gas money instead of taking turns.
Okay.
So it seems like they've already been doing this agreement, and then he imposed and said like, hey, you need to start paying me.
I'm going to make this super simple for both of you. Get Venmo.
Yes.
Take turns driving evenly. And split the fucking cost.
Mm-hmm.
I've been so tired of this my entire life of this idea where it's like, who's gonna pay the bill at this lunch? Everybody. Who's gonna pay for gas? Everybody. Who's going to pay for food this time at the drive-thru? Everybody. We are in the age of digital payments. You could split that shit up and have everybody pay you in an instant.
Yep.
There's no reason for somebody to grab the check anymore at all.
Nope, doesn't affect taxes. Fuck off.
So take turns with driving. Fuck gas money and just take turns driving. That'll cover the gas costs for each of you.
Yep.
So just switch off and split your goddamn costs. Grow up.
Grow up, you dumb idiot. I hate you. I'm going to beat you up so bad you die.
Okay. What time are we at, by the way?
Oh, we're at like 2 minutes or so. Yeah, this is the intro?
No, that's a lie.
We got a little time left. We got a little time yet.
Can you tell me the real time?
I'll tell you the time. It's an hour 15. Okay?
We don't have a little time left. We're over time.
We got about...
You've been pushing these to 120 the last 3
We got about 45 minutes left, all right?
Thanks, guys.
Wait, what?